Okay, here we've got a duplex controller set up for the netway scale. Need to show a couple different things. Currently, you can see both of them are set for R1, which is recipe number 1. If we want to change recipe, we hit the select key.
Tony, line 301, Tony, line 301.
We can either sort by code or by name. I'm going to go ahead and tell it by name. You can see with the arrow key, you can toggle through. Right now, we have R1, number 3, R1s, basically our two choices. I'm going to keep it with R1 for now. And we're going to check our targets. We have two ways to get there. We can hold the number 7 key to go in and check our targets, which are currently 15 pounds of total, 2 pounds in slow fill. We're running the vibrator at 60% fast, 30% slow. Another way to get there is to press and hold the select key. Here we can get into our targets, which you'll see are the same that we just saw. The 2 pounds slow, 60 fast, 30 slow. We can also go in and check our flight value and our timers. So basically, holding the select is a shortcut to holding the 6, holding the 7, or holding the number 8 for flight. So the third or fourth option is to quit. We're going to go ahead and do that currently. Both of these work exactly the same. If we're going to switch now to by
You
name.
need to say you have to do both exactly.
So now I'm going to scroll up to product number 3, tell it OK, and now we're in product number 3. This one is still in recipe number 1. So again, same thing, press and hold. Press, release, sort by name, R3. So now both of them are running product number 3. Anytime we see idle on the screen, that means that we've gone in and made changes and we need to hit the start command to go into the weighing process. Same thing, you have to turn both of them back on. I'm going to go ahead and stop both. So let's say at the end of the day, let's say we're doing the 15-pound weighments and we only have 10 pounds of product over scale number 2. We can physically turn it off and then hold the number 9 button. That will discharge it. The same thing on scale number 1. It's a manual discharge to empty out. If we have product above number 2, because number 1 is the master controller, 2 is the slave. If 1 has emptied more product out of its side of the hopper, currently we would be running in duplex. So it would dump 1 and 2, 1 and 2. If 1 is empty overhead, 2 is waiting on a command from number 1, unless we tell it number 2 is now the master. So we can go ahead and empty out the product over number 2, manually discharge the partial weighment out of 1, and then at the very end, manually discharge number 2. When we change product, simply flip it back to duplex, recharge the hopper, change your product to whatever we're going for, and restart both controllers. I'm going to show you quickly how to add a recipe. We're going to go ahead and add one, and we're going to call it number 5. So now it turned recipe number 5 into code number 3. So you can call it whatever you want, but it's going to assign a code. A lot of people just keep track of that code number because it's a simple 2-key entry. So if I went to select, right now we're on code number 3. If I tell it I want code 1, now we're back to recipe 1. Again, select. I'm going to sort by code 3. The code 3 is now our 5-pound weighment. We're going to go ahead and set our target. So we're going to hold the select button for targets. We want 5 pounds in fast fill. And we'll keep the 3 pounds in slow. We'll run fast at 60%, then slow down to 35. And that is saved. This one we're still on 3 because we also have to add that same recipe. So again, created code number 3. The simple way to do this, to make sure you match them up, press the target on both. We want 5 pounds. We want 3 pounds. 60% is the same. I'm going to call this 35 to match it. So that way we just verified each setting of our target on that recipe. And next time when we decide we want to come back to product number 5, all you need to do is change that code number or the name, and all of these settings that we created the first time repeat when you reinitialize that product. So if we go back, we're going to select code 1. Code 1. Check the targets. This will be our 15 pounds. Again, a 15 pound total. 2 of it in slow. So now, if I told both of them to run, this one's going to put out 5 pounds, this one's going to put out 15. So always make sure that you're running the same product. Again, just select code 3. Now we're both going to put out 5-pound weightings.
Do you want to do a 2 pound as a final and show that timer?
Okay, let's go into our, we're going to select code 2. Okay, this, yeah, that was a single speed. So let's go into our 3-pound weighment and double check this one. Our 3 pound, we're doing 3 pounds target. We're putting all of it in slow fill. Anytime we're matching those, we need to make sure we do not start with a negative number. When the weigh hopper closes, if there's any upward motion, you'll see that on this one, we have our timer, our start fill delay is set at 1 second. So after that weigh hopper comes closed, we're letting it get back to the stable 0 before it starts the filling. On the 15-pound weighment or the 5-pound weighment, I'm sure that we can get away with a 0. So again, if we're doing slow speed filling only, if we have this one set at 0 and the weigh hopper is negative, It will open the gate for the fast fill because it started at a negative number. Allowing a 1 second delay lets it start from 0, then it will not open the gate, will not vibrate fast, despite having the setting at 60% and 35. The vibrator in single speed would run 35% only.